Hey, this is Emily Mills, and I wanted to share some really cool things with you real quick. I lived in Texas for 5 years, and while I was there, I met my friend Grant Skeldon, who heads up this massive ministry in Dallas called Initiative, and it's this ministry for millennials in the church. Grant wrote a book recently called The Passion Generation, and he asked me to do the illustrations, which was a huge honor. So I got the book in the mail, and I really want to show you everything that he sent me. First up, I got this little pouch, and I wasn't really sure what it was, but inside there's this necklace with a little salt shaker and a little light bulb, and that's to represent being salt and light in the earth. And last but not least, we have the book, The Passion Generation. When I got this in the mail, I could just tell that it was such a labor of love, and I want to point out to you all the really cool things about it. First off, I love that the cover is horizontal instead of normal book-like being vertical. Millennials are known for being disruptive, and I love that the cover of the book is disruptive. Second, millennials love being creative. They love expressing their creativity, and I love that the book cover does this as well. It's not just black and white and red like so many books out there. It's really colorful and it's really beautiful, and Grant picked another artist to do the cover. I didn't do that, but this is amazing. The other thing I really love about this book is that it has an online experience built in. So every time you see this little phone icon, you can go online and watch a video with even more content that's not in the book. You know how everyone's written a book about something and you're really excited about it, and then you get it in the mail and it's this thick and it turns out just to be a compilation of blog posts that you've already read? This book is not that. This is 288 pages of pure awesome. No one writes a book with 288 pages if they didn't have a really good message to share. Editors just wouldn't allow it. And the cool thing is that Grant is only 20-something. Some of you know that I have a graphic design background, and I really appreciate the design of this book, just the layout. So here's a page, and like I mentioned, there's a little interactive video link, and I also love these little call-out boxes, and there's a ton of these. It's not just like one every 50 pages. There are lots of these call-out boxes throughout the book. Last but not least, the illustrations. All right, so first up we have the acknowledgements page, and I think something that's really cool about Grant is that instead of writing a whole bunch of words about the people that he loves, he chose to memorialize them in his book forever, and now everyone gets to see who they are with portrait. Next up are the chapter end illustrations. So at the end of every chapter you read, there are 4 illustrations to talk about the big ideas that you just read about. And this is cool because everyone learns differently. So some people really like reading ideas and then thinking about it, but some people who are visual, like myself, like to see the idea in action. And that was the whole point with the illustrations. So we want to engage that verbal and visual learning. The other really cool thing about having the chapter end illustrations is that if you're in the bookstore, you're not really sure if you want to read the book, you're just going to be flipping through, and as soon as you see some illustrations, you can stop and get the gist of everything you're going to be reading right away. There are also illustrations within the chapters themselves. So this one is an infographic. This one just helps tell the story. This one organizes some information so it's a little easier to understand. This book is chock full of visuals. It's really engaging. There's a ton of ideas shared in here, and I hope you'll pick up a copy of The Passion Generation by my friend Grant Skeldon.